Hey everyone, Thunder here. Today I want to talk about hoarding. If you haven't heard of hoarding yet, don't worry about it. It's a pretty simple concept. It's all about saving your resources until there's a bonus for spending them. So instead of spending or using that key to open a chest or whatever resource it is you have, you're going to hold on to it until the Questland gives you some sort of event or bonus for using that resource. The goal with doing that is that you're going to get a lot more resources a lot faster. So hoarding is a pretty important concept. In this video, I'm going to dive into some of the more important items to hoard and save up, and roughly when you want to think about using those. So it's a pretty good thing to wrap your head around. But before I get into that, I do want to talk about my new Patreon setup. I've built out a lot of nice rewards and perks for everyone. And there's new levels going from uncommon all the way up to artifact. If you're interested in supporting me, or you're looking to get more content, or maybe you want to join the community and hang out with us on Discord, please feel free to go over and check out that Patreon. I think there's something for everyone who is interested. Alright, getting back to the video, let's talk about the main events in the game. You tend to have your battle events, and then your big week-long quest events. Usually those large week-long ones start on Monday and then go to the next Monday. They end around the same time the battle event does. And what you're really thinking about when you're looking at those long ones is we tend to call them the resource quest events, because you tend to be spending some sort of resource you own to get something in return, some sort of milestone rewards or something like that. So a lot of the times those 4 big events are what we save our resources for. And there's 4 of them. There's one for arena, there's one for schemes, there's one for eternal keys, and there is one for spin tokens. And they alternate, and they just kind of go in this big loop. So you're going to want to think about, okay, once a month I need to spend all these resources I've been saving up. So let's kind of go into each one a little bit. And the first one we're going to talk about is actually the arena one. It really heavily focuses on using your arena tickets. It also has a bit of a focus on using talent seeds to get spirits. And it also has a little bit of a focus on opening chests. So let's show how you want to handle that event. So the first thing you want to do with the arena QE is save up arena tickets. These are really important because you're going to want to fight a lot of arena battles during that quest event, because that's the main way you're going to score a bunch of points. The other things you want to save up are these talent seeds here. These talent seeds let you go up to the shrine and get copies of talents. And in the arena quest event, you can get points for grabbing copies of talents. So if you save these up, then you can also use that for points. And the last thing is opening chests. Now, it's really hard to open a lot of chests because you don't really want to touch your eternal keys, because these have their own event, which we'll talk about in a bit. But these gold and silver keys, they're perfect. So you want to save up these key parts. You can convert them to keys whenever you like, right? And you're going to save up a ton of these. And these key parts are also going to help you during that event. So that's going to be the arena QE. So just to recap on that one, you care about your arena tickets, you care about your talent seeds, and you also care about your gold and silver keys, so you can open extra chests. The next one we're going to talk about is schemes, and schemes are pretty straightforward. For the scheme QE, you're going to want to save up gear schemes. Gear schemes are really great. You're going to need a whole lot of these, and they're pretty hard to get in the game. So make sure you are saving these. Usually you don't want to use them unless you're using it during that event for the bonus rewards as well. but you're going to want to save up these. During the Cure Scheme event, they actually run a secondary event that gives you points for getting legendaries of certain emblems. So I also recommend going ahead and saving a few of the shards of the different emblem types. When you have these shards of different emblem types, it's very easy to see what the emblem quest event is going to require in terms of get legendaries of X type. And if you've saved up a few of these, it really makes it easy to complete that event without it being too difficult. So highly recommended. Alright, the next one we're going to talk about is the Eternal Key event, which is really straightforward, and you're just looking to save up the Eternal Keys. Now, the Eternal Keys are not too bad to get. You get them from a lot of in-game events and quests, but what you also want to care about is your craft tokens. So what you want to do is you want to constantly be going ahead and crafting a bunch of tokens. These ones up here. You don't care about the legendary for this event, but you do care about primarily the blue ones and the purple ones, so the rare and the epic. Because there's an Eternal Key craft, if this opens up here, that uses 2 blue and 2 epic to make you an Eternal Key. So what you want to be doing is saving up a bunch of these. And that will then let you say, okay, I can craft a ton of extra Eternal Keys for the event. So what you can do is all the grays you get, you can go ahead and craft into the uncommon or the greens. All the greens can get turned into the rares. And then all the blues you can either smelt or turn into the epic craft tokens. If you're not sure, then it just depends what you want to get points for. If you want to get points during the battle event, do some smelting. If you want to get points for the Eternal Key event, craft the epic craft tokens with those rares. But both work very well. Don't worry too much about that. Alright, and the final event that you can save up for in-game is the spin tokens, which are very simple. You just are going to save up spin tokens. I do want to call out that spin tokens are a little unique. During the spin token event, you usually want to actually use most of your spin tokens at the start, because there's a couple of really low gem cost spins that you can use on the spin token wheel to get a few extra points. So usually during that event you'll want to use all your spin tokens at the start, whereas the other event you tend to spread out your resources over the battle event quests to get a few extra points. Alright, with that, that's going to wrap up kind of the basics of the 4 main quest events, but I do want to give a moment to kind of scroll through my inventory and just kind of give you an overview of what I'm saving and why. Not all of this will be relevant for you right away, but it will make a lot of sense in the future as you're saving things. Alright. So, energy stews are great to save up for the Monster Slayer quest event, because you can get a bunch of extra energy and run extra levels for points. A lot of the times you won't have quite this many keys, but if you can save the keys you get from the quest event, you can use them when the Weekend and the Grand Master quest events overlap to get a bunch of legendaries pretty easily and get bonus points there. There's a new Piggy quest event, Piggy Bank, that likes orbs, so these are why some orb keys are nice to have around. These extra keys, I keep them for the legendaries and epics that are sometimes hard to get. Same for the rares. There is on the Grand Master events, get some rares. Event coins are great to save up, so you can use them in a big bulk and score really high in your Grand Master quest event. Talked about those. Let's see. Extract tools are also amazing. You can save these up and then score really high in your various. This is typically your Grandmaster as well, where you can kind of extract things and use coins to get nice high rankings. You also want to save up stamps a lot of the time, Stamps are a really good way to buy extract tools during the weekend quest event to score some extra points for getting the extract. We talked about the craft tokens. We talked about those. Essences, you don't have to save these up. You can actually use these freely to level up your orbs as you like. Alright, that brought me through my whole inventory there. So I'm going to wrap up this tutorial for hoarding now. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as it helps other people find this channel so they can learn about Questland and do well as well. And I hope everyone is having a blast. Don't forget to check out those new Patreon tiers. I think you will love them. Thunder out.